Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
There you go. We've come up here today to discuss a rebellion against not the school system itself, but the way that it functions. Students spend half of their waking moments in the classroom, 5 days a week, 32 weeks out of a year. Most, if not all, students go through an unbearable pain of having to act like they care about whatever's going on. Our goal is to change the way that we learn so that we finally do care. Let me ask you this question. Did you have more fun doing a literary analysis this week or creating your own rebellion?
Creating your own rebellion.
Rebellion.
Sorry. This is the point we're trying to make. If we have to be here, we might as well be happy in doing so. We have a few great speakers coming up here to share their ideas on the subject, but first we have a few wonderful group posters that we would like to share. So Rylan, since y'all are already up there, do you want to share?
Yes.
This projector.
Oh, it's back there. But if you would avert your eyes to the back.
Go back.
Oh, no, go back.
Should I stand up?
Yes. So, a lot of the nights, I'm a school athlete, so I go home at like 7, and I eat, I take a shower, and by the time it's like 9, and I have to do homework, and I'm already tired. So the time I go to bed, it's probably like 11, and it's hard waking up in the morning sometimes. So like, that's not good for my mental health. It really makes me like stressful, because like, I really like think about it sometimes, and it's very stressful. Thank you.
All right, now Chris.
So our poster is a propaganda that has a quote by the SHO. It says, "Creativity is the greatest rebellion in existence." We believe that this rebellion will encourage us to become more creative instead of having to worry about the standards placed in by the school system. As you see the book, it's the education system. We believe that it's completely made up of rules that is not in the best interest of children, except of the policies that the school makes. So we believe that they should no longer be available.
Okay, JC.
This is table 9 poster. Students need to use their own technique. It's better for our mental health, so we're rebelling against the school system. And join our fight.
All right, and then Kylie.
Okay, so this says game time, and so why would you want to learn in a boring way when you can learn in stuff? So like when we did the one game thing where it's like the argumentative and we had to pick a side, that was fun, and we also learned from that, and then rather just doing like boring stuff that no one wants to do.
Okay. Did I miss anybody? Did I miss anybody's posters? Okay, so those are some pretty great posters. Let's give them a round of applause. All right. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, this part was going to be great until I left probably the only thing I needed for today, which was my binder for school. And it had all of the quotes that I was gonna use, like every single one. So I'm just gonna, oh, sorry, I didn't realize it, my bad. So I'm just gonna read it, and then I'm gonna try to go word for word, not necessarily word for word, but I'm gonna try for what Ms. Tritt and Mr. Moan said. So we can't blame them entirely for our troubles in school. They're just as much slaves to the system as we are. They're just the ones that get blamed by the students, and don't say that you haven't blamed them for you being stressed out before, because I know I have, and I know that everybody in this room has done it before as well. Sorry, again, Ms. Tritt. So when interviewing Mr. Moan, we scratched the surface of what he wanted from school. This is where I need the quote page that I don't have. He said, do y'all remember anything he said? He said something around the lines of the schoolwork is too easy, but there's too much of it. We discussed with him yesterday a system where it was about 3 assignments per quarter. And so we would be doing, a quarter's 9 weeks, yes. So we would be doing 1 assignment every 3 weeks, which would cause us to not only not be so stressed out, but it would also give better stuff on our assignments. Because instead of doing a slideshow like most of us always do, we would be doing videos, movies, we could even write songs, plays, anything. It allows for so much more creativity. Ms. Tritt, what did you say?
I said that Ryan asked me like what I thought about public education, and I said that I think of all of the rights that we have as Americans, public education is the most important. I think that it is vital that we educate everyone. That we don't have a class system where we just educate the high class or the middle class. That everybody gets an equal free education. But I agree with Ms. Ramona. Ms. Ramona and I have talked a lot about this, that in our perfect school, we wouldn't have to take a certain number of grades. That we judge and score you on mastery of an assignment, and it would take a long time to complete it, and we'd give you different things to do, and then you would go out and do those things, and we would grade you on the mastery of those skills. Did you master what we asked you to master? But you're right, we are in a system that we have to have 16 grades a quarter. And there's certain things that we have to do as far as the school district and as far as the state. I have to give you a STAR test. I don't have a choice. Do I like it? No. And so I agree with your movement and I support you, even though I give boring assignments and try to complete on time.
It's not your fault, Ms. Tritt.
I know.
You kind of have to do it. All right, so leading into our three main problems, we're going to have Alex come up here to talk about the first one.
Woo! Yeah! Go, Alex!
So the main problem that we all have decided that is the most important is the standardized testing, because it sucks. Huh?
I led you right into that, didn't I?
Yes.
Precisely. You're so wise.
Getting rid of standardized testing is one of the most aggravating and problematic things about education in public schools. So Mr. Mo's not here, you can't say that. So not only giving students test anxiety, it completely misses the point of understanding what you learned. What does a 4-answer test really tell about what you've obtained, that things that we've learned? This ridiculous idea of averaging people based off the score is ruining people's creativity, curiosity, and engagement. There are no average people. Also, the tests do not give a solution on how to learn from what you've missed. Is that not the whole point? In fact, it is often that teachers do not get the results back until months later. So you really can't learn from your mistakes if you don't know what you did wrong. The test to value creativity in students, as well as dismissing students as being diverse, because everybody comes from different backgrounds and different childhood experiences, and so you can't really test people like they're the exact same, because not one of us in here is the same. Trust me, I know. These statistics are real people from different cultures and backgrounds. It is completely unfair to test every single student as if they were the same. The tests also flat out ignore where students might be better in some subjects, but not so much in another. These tests will ignore the part a student might excel in. So if you're really good at English but not so good at math, it's not really fair for people to average you on just one big scale. So getting rid of these outrageous averaging tools will be a major step into abolishing the old way of education.
Okay, our second problem is raising standards and qualifications for pay for teachers. Being a teacher is one of the hardest jobs in America. They have to deal with all of us and our bull. Fortunately, we have some teachers that truly believe in learning and not the money that comes from the job. Teachers like Ms. Schritt and Mr. Moon and even Mr. Boatman basically dedicate their lives to the enlightenment of our minds. However, there are some teachers that struggle in the people department. Without saying any names out loud, think of the teachers that are great at their job. Ms. Schritt, Mr. Moon. Now think of the teachers that aren't necessarily at par. bad teachers like Ms. Cooper. We think that finding the latter teachers should not be so easy, which is why raising standards for our teachers is so important. Is it fair when a teacher who sits you down and buries your head in a textbook while strolling through Facebook is paid the same as a teacher who has interactions and relationships with their students so that they feel comfortable in their learning environment? The answer to the question, no. It should be embarrassing to say that you are the first teacher. Take time to thank Ms. Tritt and Mr. Moan for not being the first teacher.
If Mr. Moan was here, he would appreciate that.
Yeah, he was. That video that I'll bring you to see.
Oh yeah.
Man.
So for our third problem, the school day is very long, 8 hours, something like that, and we all hate that, right?
Yes.
And we wake up way earlier than we'd like to. Some of us wake up at 5, 6, even 7, and we still don't like that.
Yes.
And some people, like their first periods are their electives, but some people don't even want to be in electives, right? And our lunch is nowhere near long enough for us to eat and enjoy our food while also wanting to socialize with our fellow peers. Lunchtime is a break during these long hours, and you get to see people you don't have classes in. And too often we hear students complain about the confusing format of our classes. It makes no sense. That includes test days too. Those are so stressful. So our third problem is the schedules, right? And yeah.
Yes.
So in order to fix the schedules and make school more enjoyable for everybody, we came up with the idea that school itself would start at 10 a.m. And before 10 a.m. we would have our extracurricular classes such as orchestra, band, and art. Those are optional, so if you didn't want to take any extracurriculars, you could start school at 10 a.m. That would enable all students to be able to go to bed at whatever time they want to and be able to finish all their homework from the night before, such as athletes that get home late and don't have the time to do it that night. So some students have the unfortunate schedule of having all of their hard classes in the morning. Last year I had Mr. Bowen first period. It was horrible. Every single day. Bad. We think that it would be better for all of us if the school schedule was reworked and we could have our extracurricular classes before and after school was started. And school would last from 10 to 2:30 with a 1 hour lunch break and about 1 hour per our core classes. This would enable practices to be more uniform and longer, and this would enable JV, varsity, and freshman classes to participate with each other and help each other grow and become better at the sports. So.
If you look back there, there's an example of the schedule. I know you can't see.
Oh yeah, I forget you can't see that. But yeah, that of course that.
It's probably better if it's back there though.
Yeah. But of course that could be changed since it's changed. I think it's changed from last year to this year because of reasons.
We lost advisory.
We did lose advisory. That's what it was. Advisory was stupid anyways.
So for our first problem, we have a solution for this. It's with all the standardized testing and all the stress it puts on us. The answer to this is to give open-ended test with that you can put your own answers in your own words, how you want to answer it, and not multiple choice, and not let the state judge the answers, but to let the teachers to do so. That means we must raise the standards and qualifications to be a teacher, which as well means we must raise the pay for teachers.
Okay, so for solution for number 2, I think Ms. Tritt will love this one. Raise the standards. She's already passing the standard and raising the pay for teachers. Because honestly, why are like we said in the first part of it, why are the teachers that do nothing getting paid the same as the teachers who do something? At bare minimum, something. And she is exceeding that. And we love you, Ms. Tritt, so much.
Glad I'm exceeding something.
And then Grayson, are you doing this one?
I already read that part.
Oh, you read it? Okay. Okay, and so we also that was okay. We included some extra parts, including some of our favorite assignments that we had access to. Every single one of them has Jaime in it because that's the whole. Oh no!
It's not on there.
Oh crap! We couldn't turn it in. Like we tried to turn it in and it didn't work like that.
I think that Jaime is gonna have to log in
Jaime, log in.
and pull it up.
Sorry for this short intermission.
We have time.
I'll sing. No. Anybody have any song requests?
It won't
Ronlin.
take but a second. Just go in and log me
Gucci gang,
out.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci
And
gang.
then log in.
Spend 10
and
racks
then
on
you
new
should be able
chain.
to not have
My
to-
girl love doing cocaine. Alright. So, Jaime's still taking a long time?
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
I know.
can make some comments. I'm very impressed with your
Thank you.
thoughtfulness in this presentation. So I feel like, and Ms. Run and I talked about this all week. This is the hardest you've ever worked on a project.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. I actually
And
made,
it has been amazing to watch.
we actually made a Discord server last night.
We were on it all night
And we were
last
on
night.
it from
It's
7 to
amazing.
11:30.
And so, I don't know what, for all of the years that we have done this, we've never had a group and groups to come think outside the box
No, we suck.
and really come up with something that was creative and meaningful. I mean, what you've presented here, you could present in front of a school board, you could present in front of legislators, and so I'm really impressed with what y'all have done.
Well, I was a little bit of addition that actually isn't in this presentation. I would actually like to bring this up to a higher up and include some of the people from the other rebellion because I feel like they could definitely contribute a lot more to our entire thing. Is the sound working this trip?
I probably just don't have it
But
turned up.
whenever it comes to outside of when it's outside of the project, I think that we could actually change the school. I think it would be awesome. If anybody's listening, I
I
don't
may
know.
have to turn it on in here now.
I think, but yes, we would definitely need everybody. And just imagine the class of 2023, humanities class of 2023, the people that made school awesome.
This is one of our favorite projects. This is an example.
If you know it, sing along.
Is cool. 77777. Put your mask on. Corona scary. I really don't wanna die today. Just grab this fire. My group's creative. We're off on foundation 7 like we in. When I came up with this, I was like, bruh, this is cool. No one done it. My group awesome. I think we demonstrated foundation 7. Because I'm learning it this song for my
Drug commercial.
No, thank you for clapping. That was great. It was a great time.
We enjoyed doing this commercial.
I think the volume is low, it's because the volume is low on your video.
Well, y'all can't hear it. Y'all want to watch the other one? The other one's
What grade were y'all in? You're a freshman?
Yeah, this is last year.
Now this one, you're definitely gonna be asking what grade they were in.
Oh, you will.
Oh no, wait, this has sound too.
Yeah, this one has sound, so everybody might need to listen in.
What do we only?
Okay, I know. For the people that were in LEAP, y'all love doing the projects in there. So we brought it back.
Oh. Baby Jaime.
If you couldn't hear at the end, if y'all didn't know Jaime and
What was the
Kristen,
gist of that?
that one, okay, so the whole project for LEAP was myths about gifted and talented. And we had different myths. I think they were assigned to us.
Yeah.
And we had to make a video about that. And there's about a 110% chance that I was with Ryder Konzak. I really hope y'all remember him. I miss Ryder. I miss Ryder so much. You never met Ryder.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did?
I was at Kiss with y'all.
Oh, that's Ooh, you have him in this class though.
I never saw any of y'all.
But yes, LEAP was literally like humanities, but to say it, I liked it a little bit better.
Like, what's better?
Just a little bit.
I can get Miss Ethler to come.
Yes. Can she be like? Can she like switch out? Like it's you one day, and then it's Mr. Moan the next day, and then it's you the next day.
I'm offended.
No, we want you more than Mr. Moan. I think. I don't know. I'm just trying to make you feel better. He's not here. we love you, Mr. We're not. We have one more. It's sorry to take it on for so long. We just love this.
You have 10 minutes before you have to leave.
This is true. All right. So now for the outro. Finally, it's over. We didn't expect to go on for quite this long. But with the problems we've presented with the education in this state and country, we would like to no longer sit here feeling stressed about standardized testing, messy schedules, and useless assignments. Our generation is tired of not understanding topics because they're presented to us in an uncreative manner. This is no longer just a rebellion. This is a burning passion to change the ancient ways of public education. To change the ancient ways of public education. The complete disservice to all students is sickening to us, and we are going to change the malicious ways of the people who are in control. Maybe you will join our rebellion and realize that the education system could be changed so that we may not be annoyed by school.
Also, thank you to all the groups that helped us with this.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so we forgot to include this part. I'm sorry, Ms. Tritt we were going to have a little skit happen between me and Delaney, but it did not work out well. We kind of went off the. Yeah, so now it's happening. So act like we didn't. Yeah, y'all don't know anything about this. Okay, sit down, guys. Sit down. Sit down now. All right, so school. We're here.
You know, actually, I got something to say, okay?
What are you
You know
talking
what I
about?
have to say?
Something wrong?
You should join my rebellion. I hate Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women love me.
No.
Have you not seen my
No.
video?
I have it right
Women
here.
love me.
I have it right here. You saying school bad.
That is out of context and
It's
wrong.
not out of context. I have
School
the
is
video.
good. Miss Tritt, she's wrong.
Miss Tritt's wrong.
She is no.
You call Miss
I
Tritt
did
wrong?
not.
You hate women.
I said I. No, I
Something
don't.
I get here is that you
I
hate
love
women and you want me to die.
I
Is that
love
right?
women.
Listen. Oh. Wait, what does it say?
I love
This is a
women
peace
so
treaty.
much.
It says here, the past 3 days, I told more than one group that I'd work with them. But little did they know, I was working alone the entire time. I convinced this whole group that I hated them. But the whole time, it was just an act. I agree with their sentiments. This is just to show how rebellion works. To Ryan, even though you're not here, I'm so sorry. I never hated you. I felt bad the entire time. But nobody's safe here. Never, never trust anyone. It says sign here or something like that. Here you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is rebellion. I'll see y'all and have a week after this.
Bye.